In the last video, I talked about how Anglicanism has been reshaped and refashioned in light of the more global trends in Christianity in the 20th century. One of the things that has happened has been a kind of a long-term languishing and decline in the Episcopal Church that has lasted really from the 1960s to the present. The bishops in the global South have watched some of these declines with dismay. And it came to a head in 2003 with the consecration of Gene Robinson to the episcopate in New Jersey. Gene Robinson was a divorced and partnered gay man, and this consecration of him to the episcopate was too much for many of the bishops in the global South, who began to create missionary jurisdictions in the United States and in Canada, and eventually in the UK as well. As a result of these missionary efforts, a parallel conference to the Lambeth conferences was created, called the Global Anglican Futures Conference, and it included both these bishops from Sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia and Latin America, but also the clergy that were sympathetic to them in the United States and in Canada and the UK. And out of the first one of these conferences in 2008, which was held in Jerusalem, was created the Jerusalem Declaration. And in the ACNA, the Anglican Church in North America, which Ascension is a part of, and our Constitution and canons, we recognize both the authority of the 39 Articles and of this Jerusalem Declaration as the teaching tradition that the ACNA affirms. The Jerusalem Declaration affirms the centrality of the 1662 Book of Common Prayer as the normative prayer book. It also affirms the teaching authority of the 39 Articles, and it also reaffirms the traditional teaching on marriage and sexuality that Anglicanism has always affirmed. So as a result of the GAFCON conference, the bishops in Sub-Saharan Africa agreed to partner with the clergy in the United States who were at that conference in the formation of a new province for the American context, which is called the Anglican Church in North America. That began in 2010, and so it's about 10 years old now. We are a small province. We are only about 100,000 people. We continue to grow. We continue to be on mission with one another, and we continue to have our own challenges in light of the formation of this new culture and in terms of our partnership with the Global South. Now, it is difficult to understand what our place is in the overall Anglican communion. We are in communion with those bishops in the Global South. We do participate in the Global Anglican Futures Conference. The rest of the communion gives us a kind of partial recognition. We are in the meetings that happen between the various heads of the provinces, the various bishops that gather to express the mind of the Anglican communion. But it is a difficult place, and it's a place that we are consistently trying to negotiate. As we think about mission to our American context, that's what we really want to put our priority on. We don't want to put our priority on the bureaucratic structures that characterize the Anglican communion. Those are necessary in order to be part of a global Anglican communion. But it's not where our priority falls. Our priority falls on our mission to this city, to this state, to this country. Those are the things that we care about. We care about expressing and incarnating the truth of Jesus Christ in this time and in this moment. It can be a daunting challenge to think about that when Christianity receives a cool and even hostile reception in our culture. But we love the people of this place and of this time, and we're called to minister to them and to evangelize them with the gospel of Jesus Christ. That is a daunting challenge. But when we look at the way that Christianity has taken such deep root and has moved and mobilized across the world, we can take hope from the way that these transformations have happened, and we can continue to push forward, always forward, in proclamation of the gospel of Jesus to the people of this nation.